Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on October 6th. Let's jump right into our charts and see we kicked off week 40. For starters, we got our December live cattle on the board. We did see this cattle market jump out to a nice start this week as both feeders and fats posted some nice gains here on Monday. On this December live contract, we did see this market just kind of churning around this 234 to 235 area for about the first hour of the day before the bulls really kicked into gear and drove this market above that bull pivot. Got a nice rally underway here and clearing a few key levels along the way. Getting above 235 and 236.5 here is a big win for the bulls, as we did see a nice run up above 237. Settling back and finishing the day here at 36.62, right on top of that key level. Above it is still a win here for the bulls, so look for them to keep this hot start this week rolling up into the 240s. As long as they can keep this thing propped up here above 236.5 throughout the rest of the week, should be pretty smooth sailing back up to these prior highs in the 241 to 243.5 area. Look for this market to make a nice strong trend week move here, driving up here into the 240s as this big picture uptrend remains intact. Looking like they should get this ball rolling and open the doors to a nice strong trend week. So look for the upside to continue here as long as the bulls can maintain some of these key levels. Should be a pretty strong week here in this live cattle market. Next up, we got our November feeders. Similar story over here as we just opened up and made a nice strong push here. A nice little gap higher before it pulled back and filled that gap. But pretty much just a nice drive higher above this bull pivot here at 356 all day in this feeder market. We did see this thing picking up about $5-6 along the way today, driving right back up into those prior week's highs. We didn't touch the highs, but we are just up here at the top of this multi-week range we've been trading in, driving right up there towards the 362 mark, making a nice strong effort out the gate here for the bulls. We expect to see the bulls keep on driving here and take this momentum from today into the rest of the week and see these feeder markets continue to drive up here into the 360s and 370s. Should see new all-time highs printing here in a hurry. Look for this feeder market to continue rallying here as we are heading into October. Next up, December corn futures. Pretty quiet day over here, but a little bit of upside. Nothing too special here in the corn market, as this market's just kind of stuck here in a nice low volatility range between this 415 and 430 area. Look for this market just to continue chopping here. We could see a nice slow pass back up here towards the 425 to 430 area and retest these range highs. However, not really expecting much upside other than that. This market should get pretty comfortable here in this 415 to 430 area. Look for a continued choppy action here in this range until we can get this market to clear and close beyond either one of these edges. Next up, crude oil prices with a little bit of upside here today. Last week we saw steady selling pressure all week long, so this could just be a little bit of a relief rally here as this market is pulling back above that 61.45 area. As long as the bulls can keep this market held up here above 61.5, they could try and keep this market in a nice range here between the 61.5 and 66 area. This market has been comfortable in this area, so we're not really expecting it to go anywhere in a hurry. However, with this breakdown last week and close down here below this key level at 61.45, we could see those bears try and kick back into gear and bring this thing back down and get that slow bleed back down into the 50s going. But in the meantime, as long as we're above 61.5, look for these range conditions to continue and keep this market chopping sideways. Next up, we got our equity futures. We did see the equity indexes with some nice gains here today. Down the line here, we did see the S&P posting some nice gains, the NASDAQ rallying as well, and the Dow coming back a little bit here into Friday's range. However, just a pretty mixed day here as this market was hanging inside Friday's range. We did see the S&P getting close to those all-time highs, but just not able to push through them. However, this market just keeps on rolling here. This big picture uptrend remains intact. Still a very favorable environment for stocks. Look for these equity prices to keep on climbing here throughout the rest of the week. That's all we got for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.